Simone Augustus went into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame last month. She'll go into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame next month. She'll go in the Naismith Hall of Fame in October. Oh, and sandwiched in between all of that, she's joining the LSU women's basketball staff. Kim Mulkey, always so generous with her time, and we appreciate a couple of minutes today. Coach, it's our pleasure. How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. You know you're special if I stop power washing my driveway to talk to you.
Can I get some type of play-by-play of Kim Mulkey pressure washing her driveway? Like, what model are you using? How long does this take? What technique do you use? Got to get some deets.
Well, I can tell you I've been working on it for 2 days, and I just wave to all my neighbors, and the garbage people wave and get out and love on me, and I love back, and then the UPS guy blows his horn. So I get interrupted a lot, but it's well worth it. But I'm too cheap to pay for somebody to come power wash my driveway.
We got to have somebody on the LSU media team go and get some video of this. That's got to be the next piece of content on the LSU women's basketball social media feed after, obviously, all the content about Simone Augustus. Coach, can you just give us some form of timeline of how this all came together with Simone joining the staff?
Yeah, my time kind of runs together. I think it was maybe 3 weeks ago, right after Johnny Derrick announced that he was retiring. I just had a staff meeting and said, guys, I'm going to open this up for some suggestions and anybody's thoughts. And Coach Bob Starkey said it's time for Simone to come back home and get into coaching. And I picked up the phone and I called her and told her responsibilities would certainly be different than Coach Derrick, that I wanted her to be an on-the-floor coach, and the rules are changing in our sport on how many can be on the floor coaching now, not recruiting, but on the floor coaching, and that I certainly was not going to bring her here to sit on the sideline and just learn. Certainly she's going to learn, but at the same time, I want to pick her brain and let her skills and her knowledge be shared with our players, and gave her 2 or 3 weeks to think about it. She's busy right now, guys. She is in 1 year being inducted into all 3 Hall of Fames, in Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, the Naismith, the granddaddy of them all. And so I wasn't about to rush her. This is something that she needed to take her time and make a decision. And we kept it quiet for a little while, and I wanted my players to learn about it first, so we Zoomed with them last night about 8 o'clock our time and told them and let her get on there with them and say hi to them. Of course, they all know who she is. You can't be in this sport and not know, but we're excited, and I don't know who's more excited, me, Coach Bob, or her parents.
Bring her home for sure. Coach Kim Mulkey is our guest. You mentioned a little bit of the reaction of the team. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what the reaction has been, not only from the team, but then what the reaction's been today with the announcement?
Now, you have to remember, this old coach doesn't do social media.
Right.
And the messages I've gotten have been from people that I know, just Kim, brilliant, Jean, wow, things all complimentary, but those people love me. Anybody that can say something bad about the hiring of Simone Augustus is just a person that is just ugly and just hateful, because there's nothing whatsoever but positive in hiring Simone Augustus. She's a legend. She's a humble person. This state means as much to her as it does to me, and LSU means more to her than anybody. This is where she went to school, and for her to be able to come back home, her parents are both still here. She's just loved tremendously by everyone in Baton Rouge and this state.
Kim Mulkey is our guest. Your coaching career, Coach, 40 years, you've had dozens of assistant coaches. What characteristics when you're looking for a coach? And I get there's a lot of different roles, but are there characteristics you look for that you see in Simone that you say, it's not just that she was a great player here, I believe she can be a great coach?
Well, let me say this. I didn't have the opportunity to coach Simone. I only competed against her. I tried to recruit her, but didn't get her. So when you watch people from afar as a coach, whether you're watching them as assistant coaches or you're watching them as a head coach or even players, you see things in your eyes and things that you remember about somebody that may be different than what other people remember about somebody. And I have just always watched how she handled herself when we played LSU when I was at Louisiana Tech and at Baylor. I don't even know if we played them when I was at Louisiana Tech as an assistant. I'll have to think about that one. But anyway, I just watch how she conducts her business. And there's nothing boastful about Simone. And certainly she could be as boastful as anybody that's ever played this game. But she has rings. She has that experience. She has that humbleness. She has a quiet demeanor about her that when she speaks, you really, really listen because she's not going to say it real loud. And I just think that she's got so many qualities about her that will demand attention and respect right out of the gate. Even though she doesn't have the experience necessarily, let me tell you how I got started. Same way Simone is getting started. I'm working on my master's degree at Louisiana Tech after the '84 Olympics, and the president of Louisiana Tech, F.J. Taylor, sent campus police to my classroom and asked me to come visit with him. And he said, I want you to coach with Leon Barmore. And I turned him down. Well, he wouldn't take no for an answer. And, guys, look what I'm doing 40 years later. So you know the game. She knows the game. She just has to learn terminology and see how we do things. She's going to be great. I have no doubt.
Great story, Coach. I'm just going to take a couple more minutes if I could. Could you elaborate? I know you just said like there's with the staff's expanding, there's different roles. You know, with how many coaches can recruit and then be on the floor. What do you know yet? What Simone's defined role will be on staff?
Yeah, pretty much. Simone, being a perimeter player, is going to work with our guards. And she and Coach Gary Reedus will both work with guards. Coach Derek never had to get on the floor. With the rules changing, we can now have 6, and in August they're going to vote again to where maybe all of my coaches can be on the floor coaching. Now, they won't all be able to recruit off campus, but they're all going to be recruiters on campus when we bring people to campus. So she will be on that floor teaching. She will be recruiting on campus. And she's going to be very, very good. She's going to be like a sponge. Just watch. She's going to absorb everything.
Coach, before you go, and your time so much appreciated, what is the rest of the schedule for you, the rest of this offseason before you get the team together for workouts, aside from pressure washing?
Well, I'm going to finish this pressure washing today and probably take some more time off this week. We're on the road. This past weekend was what you call an evaluation period. So we were on the road, sitting in gyms. We will have our camp the 1st of June, and then there'll be another evaluation period in June. And then in July, we will have more evaluation periods. And then the first part of August, for about 10 days, I'm taking the team to Croatia and to Greece. And then school will start, obviously, toward the end of August. So it's around the clock, guys. There's never a time off. We do try to slip some time in there to take vacations. But with us going to Greece, many of us are taking our families, and that'll be our vacation this year. The good thing about Greece is I don't have to coach over there. We don't have to even play games over there. It can now, as the NCAA tells us, it can be a learning, educational experience. And so we're going to do a lot of wonderful things. I've never been. A lot of my staff, a lot of my players have not been to Greece and Croatia. Can't wait.
Sounds pretty awesome. Are you going to play games in Greece or no?
No, we
Okay.
do not have. In past, we would have to play a couple of games. And honestly, those games a lot of times were not very competitive, and you held your breath hoping people didn't get injured. this time the rules are such that we don't have to play games anymore. Now, we will go to places and, do some clinics and things like that, but we don't have to compete.
Well, Coach, if you need a bag carrier or something like that, I'm available throughout the summer. You just tell me. I'll clear it with my wife, and I'm happy to carry anybody's bags and go to Greece with you as well. Just let me know.
You got it, and you tell your wife being with me will be the greatest thing ever because I will make sure you are doing things right.
Coach Kim Mulkey, the best. We always appreciate a couple minutes. Thank you for being generous with your time, especially on this day.
You're welcome, guys. Take care.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.